This episode of the Alt Show podcast is brought to you by Luthier Watches. If you're looking for stylish watches for musicians by musicians, then look no further than Luthier Watches. I'm still trying to pick which design is my favourite. They're all just like so chic with that minimalist look, which I am all about, featuring the Luthier branding, which is just about the most elegant outline of a guitar I think I've ever seen. They're designed by a guitarist, and they even come with a Luthier branded guitar pick, which is just such a nice little touch. Head over to luthierwatches.co.uk or follow them on Instagram at luthier_watch_co and check out all of those great designs. That's luthierwatches.co.uk. I cannot wait for mine to arrive. I just need to learn to read the time now. Luthier Watches, watch designs that hit the right notes for every day. Hello, how's it going? You are listening to the Alt Show podcast, and it's 2000 Trees Week. I hope last week's Trees preview has got you as excited for this week's festival as it has me. We're just a couple of days away. I'm not packed. I've probably not got everything I need, but I think my tent is still in one piece, so everything else will work itself out. But on to this week's show. This week I'm joined by one of my favourite people and just nicest person around, Jessie from Dream State. I interviewed her for a radio show like 18 months or so ago and somehow managed to cut down our hour-long chat to about 6 minutes, but now we're in podcast world, so I don't have to cut it down to fit. You get the whole damn thing. The thing Dream State have done over the past couple of years since Jessie stepped into the fray have been amazing. From Download, 2000 Trees, Slam Dunk, touring around. They have ticked off just about everything and are still going strong and pushing for more, and we love to see it. They just released a new single, the second release since their 2024 album Still Dreaming, and they're just producing some of their best stuff and showing no sign of slowing down. Well, let's get straight into it. Here's episode 12 of the Alt Show podcast. I am pleased to be joined by one of my favourite and one of the nicest people around. From Dream State, it's the absolute legend, Jessie Powell.
Hi, hi, hi.
Hello, how's that introduction?
Oh, that was... God, I won't be able to get out of my little office.
So how have you been?
Oh, busy. I've just literally... I'm back-to-back teaching this week, singing or band consultancy. So very busy this week. But how about yourself? Are you good, Chris?
Yeah, very good. Enjoying the hot weather, although it's been raining a little bit.
Me too. I've definitely got a bit of a tan, so I am happy.
Well, it's nice to have you on the podcast. I remember, I think it's about a year ago we were chatting, and basically since our last interview, like 18 months ago, I've wanted to do a podcast because we were chatting for like over an hour, obviously, because we do. And I think I had to cut it down to like 6 minutes, and the people missed out on vintage Jessie Powell.
Oh, God. Well, I'm not sure if they help, but yeah. No, I'm happy. Thank you for having me.
No, good. Well, the last interview, obviously, we talked about you joining Dream State, but now we're in 2025. It's what, 3.5 years, coming up to 4?
Yeah, it's a long time. Yeah, it's been a long. I can't believe how quickly the time's gone. I'm I'm actually quite old, and yeah, time is just like gone quickly.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it? When you joined, did you ever think you'd have done as much in such a short time?
No, honestly, I understood that I wasn't joining a local band that was playing the pub on a Saturday. I understood that it was a band that had a platform, but because they had a hiatus for 4 years prior to me joining, and obviously there's a big lineup change, I kind of expect it to not be as big because people wouldn't care anymore, because obviously DJ was such a vital part of that band that I just believed if I could play, I was like, if I could just release a video and play a show again, that was my intention with this. So to go on to do what we've done since we've last spoken is just unbelievable.
Yeah, I think I saw an interview from you. I can't remember when it was, maybe a year after you joined, saying your sort of dream things of doing Download, Slam Dunk. I'm like, well, they're already done, both of them. So
I know now I'm quite an ambitious person. I don't know if it's the sales background in me, but I'm always wanting to grow and sort of keep building the business, which is the band. And I think for me now, my next sort of bucket list is sort of hit Down Under and America and Japan, and just really trying to like it's cool to say like, oh, I fly to shows in Europe, but it would be really cool if I could be like, oh, I've just toured North America.
Yeah.
So now my goals are, personally, I would really like to see Dream State get out to the States and other countries now.
Yeah. I imagine there are some things in the works or not too far away.
Yeah, we've already had offers. Like last year, we had a couple of offers of America and Australia, but because obviously the visa is not, it's not like an 80 quid thing. It's a couple of £1,000, and
Mm.
we sort of understand from friends that tour a lot that it might not come, and so anyway, it just felt like a great expense to spend on something that potentially might not come back in time, or
Yeah.
we might not even get in the country. So we want to do it, but it has to be like, we have to just make sure there's enough time to get the visa in place, and there's just a lot of admin that needs to be done.
Yeah. I've heard of a lot of bands where they're sort of like cancelling tours at the last minute because they just haven't got their visas in time.
Yeah, and that's it. And you know, it's, I could be wrong, but from when I've spoken to people, like it's like a couple of grand. Like I want to say like 5 grand or something for a visa. So that's a lot of money to fork out for something that might not even like turn up in time.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's on my cards, and hopefully we can do it correctly. And if not, my God, what a ride this has been. You know, like
Mm.
very.
Well, talking about what you've been up to, this year has already been a busy one. You had a big old French tour with 1056. How was that?
Yeah.
That was your first time playing France, wasn't it? Or was
We've
that your
done
first time?
No, we've done France before on our headline, and I think
Ah,
we did it. We definitely did it on our headline, but it's our we. What I got told from friends that not many bands get to do all of the B towns that we did. You usually play like Lyon and Paris,
hmm.
but because we were invited on a French tour, we got to hit all these like smaller cities
Yeah.
that people just don't go to because there's not, they can't guarantee a ticket, or so anyway, we feel quite lucky to have been given like, you know, a week and a half around France in my first tour bus tour, which was unbelievable. And to be invited directly by the band,
Hmm.
they reached out to me on Facebook and asked if we'd be interested. So to be approached directly, not only to be the main support, but to tour France and be in their bus, that has definitely been a highlight of my year so far.
Amazing. It looks like a lot of the nights were sold out as well, or very busy crowds at
Yeah.
least.
No, it really was like they were busy shows. Like, you know, when we do our headlines here, you know, we can play anything from like 250 to maybe 450. That's, you know, what
Hmm.
we you know. But it was incredible to be playing in France and be like, I think the busiest show was like over 500, like maybe
Hmm.
600. And then like the smaller nights were maybe 200, but every show was like 350 plus.
Yeah.
So yeah, it felt busy, and we won so many fans. My
Amazing.
my following like shot up by like nearly 1,000, I think,
Oh, wow.
this year. Like it in the first quarter of the year, my following, and uh, I don't buy or like
No.
my network is very organic, so it's small numbers, but like it's organic. So
Hmm.
to have it go up, shoot up by over 1,000 by like March was just crazy.
Well, off the back of that as well, you're now into full festival swing. You had what, Slam Dunk, Rock for People. How's all that been?
Oh my God. Well,
Slammy looked like a huge crowd.
Slam Dunk was like I obviously Download is always going to be up there with one of the highlights of my whole career,
Mm.
but Slam Dunk is a festival that I've attended since very early doors, back when it was at Leeds University. There was always an army of us that would go. So I did that like 10 years in a row until COVID. Like
Yeah.
I every year, whether it be Leeds or London or Wolverhampton. I just went all the time. And I had played it previously with an older band, but we were played like, sorry, we were like called up on the day and said, "Are you at the festival?" And we were like, "Yeah." They're like, "Someone's pulled out of our stage. Do you want to play?" So I remember like calling up the boys, and they were like, they were all at work, and they just like walked out of their jobs and turned like they left their jobs, and we just did Slam Dunk. But we played to like 25, 30 people.
Oh, really?
So to have
Still worth it though. Like you still put that
oh,
on the tick box.
still worth it because Jason Butler ended up watching us play, and then he then invited us to play open up Birmingham for him. So that was worth.
Amazing.
But yeah, to see the crowd on main stage was like the iconic, and the used watched us, members of
Oh
Finch,
wow.
Imminence watch us. That we're like friends on Instagram now with most of these people. I got sent by loads of people after we played Slam Dunk. I got sent a link, a Rock Sound interview by loads of people, and it was actually Lucas from Hold an Absence that was like, "Hey Jess, have you seen this? That's like been posted,"
Yeah.
and it was a Rock Sound interview. I was trying to play it cool when Lucas messaged me. I was like, "Oh hey Lucas," like, but like really I don't want to be like annoy him. So I was like, "Oh, thanks for letting me know." But really, I was like, "You're a really cool guy." Anyway, it turns out that when the U's were being interviewed by Rock Sound asked them a question, and they said, has there been a band today that you would like to collab with, that you'd like to tour with, or that you'd like to, see do good things? And Bert basically says, and I mean, I wish I could like get a snippet of it just to like post or have for myself. But he says, "I've just watched a band called Dream State. That girl in that band absolutely rips. Her screams are amazing. Her singing's amazing. She blew me away. So yeah, it would be Dream State." What? So to
Amazing.
have like Bert, like my childhood idol, literally sit there and just talk in his interview, like to be amongst his conversation is just unbelievable. And sincerely, when I came off stage, like all the band were just like, what the hell? Like, that's amazing. So
That's so genuine as well. Like if you were like good friends with them before, then it'd be like, oh, that's really nice that they mentioned it. But this is like genuine. They've just seen you and were blown away.
yeah, like I'd sort of said, like their dressing room was next door to mine. So I said to like their crew, like, "Oh, if you can get the U's to watch us, like I'd love it." And they were like, "Yeah, yeah." And I was like, "They won't, but you don't ask, you don't get."
Yeah.
And then my husband, bless him, he was stood side stage, like living his best life. And I turned to him at one point of the show, because he gives me a lot of like good energy. And I turned to him, and he kind of like went like this, like insinuated to look to the side of him, and like Bert was just like there. My eyes nearly popped out of my head, and I ran up to Jake. You can see a video of me live. I run up to Jake and tell him like, "Bert's here, Bert's here, Bert's here." And like I don't know what just happened, but we just went into like beast mode. And yeah, like I say, just to have met, like the guitarist came up to me like an hour later, like he like leant in and was like, "Amazing set, by the way." Didn't get to say it earlier, but amazing set. And like the bass player and Bert were just all like gassing. And then members of Finch spoke to me, members of Imminence spoke to me. So like, not only did I get to play Slam Dunk, I've had some of my like genuine like lifetime, like childhood idols watch us and think we're good. So yeah, I could talk about this all day. So
What a day, though.
what a day, what a day. And Rock for People was unbelievable. Like we had our first festival, We Want More. So like we had our first festival like
Like your encore.
for an encore, and like we've had that at like small shows or whatever, but to be at a festival, we've only ever been in Czech once before. I think we sold out when we played in like Prague or something a couple of years ago, or it could have been when we did ADF. But basically, we've been to Prague once before. So to come back to Czech, the tent was absolutely rammed. They had no security on our barrier, and obviously I'd summoned like everyone to join me on stage. So members of like public were having to jump over the barrier to physically like grab people. Other bands that were watching us were like running to the front, trying to like save people coming on a crowd surf. They were staging. I got kids up dancing, lots of crowd surfers, and then, like I say, when we finished the set, they were like this like chant for like "We want more," and I just stood there like looking at them all, like knowing I couldn't carry on with the set, but it was just like, oh my god, like I'd love
You've
to go
really,
back to.
yeah, you really love what you've seen, sort of thing.
Yeah, and then we got to watch Slipknot after, which was like amazing. So both of those festivals so far this year have just been more than I could have ever dreamed of. So yeah,
Yeah. I've not been to Rock for People before, but I've heard nothing but good things about it. So I'm glad it was good for you guys as well. Well, insane for you guys again.
I would say it was one, honestly, like we've played some really cool festivals now, but it was like the energy was like unmatched. I don't think I've played a festival with energy like that. Like we have good crowds always, but like I don't know, Rock for People just kind of felt really special, and all of the like staff and bands that were like watching were just, again, like the feedback from people that were side stage was just so positive and so
Yeah.
like, oh my god, you guys are amazing, like what did you like, what the hell has just happened? So yeah, I just go out there, and as do the boys, we go out there and just
Give it
have,
everything
just
and
yeah,
have fun.
yeah, give it 110%, and it seems to be paying off. So
Yeah, yeah. I think it was led by Lanterns. I spoke to a while back, and they played a couple of years ago, and they again were just like, it was just amazing. Like we played in a tent where we thought nobody would know us, and we played to like 10,000 people. And so when you guys got announced, it's like, oh, you're gonna have a good time. Like I've not been, but I just feel you're gonna have a good time.
yeah, no, definitely, like well worth the journey, and I still find it very, like, I'm still extremely grateful that I get to fly to play a show. I went straight, like, I flew to the show, played, came back, got home at like 3 a.m., slept for a few hours, then went straight to download. And I just, people were like, oh, weren't you just in Prague? I was like, yeah, yeah, I flew in this morning. They were like, did you just hear yourself say that sentence? Like, morning, like I flew in, I flew home, got in this morning, and now I'm at download. And I was like, I don't know what my life is, honestly. Like, I know this isn't going to last forever. I just know it. Like, good things have to come to an end. But I just feel like, wealth, this journey is here. I just want to enjoy every
Hmm.
moment, make it iconic.
Yeah. I bet you were knackered by the end of that first night of download, though.
Yeah, well, we had every intention to go back on Sunday because there was like such a. I'd love to see Corn live. There was such a good lineup throughout the whole day, and I think my body, like, I've just recovered from glandular fever. So I played slam dunk with glandular fever. I've had it. I had it for about 7 weeks, so I wasn't. I was still on like the very last dregs of it, and yeah, I don't know how I got. Look back, I don't know how I've got through these last few shows, but I'm glad I pushed through. And yeah, Sunday came, and I just remember saying to my husband, like, I feel like if I just don't rest today, I'm gonna like regret it for like July. Like we've got such
Yeah,
a busy day that sometimes you just need to like listen to your body. And I think we just spent the day like starfish watching like Netflix and just eating ice cream, just like
amazing.
really vegging out, which was needed.
Yeah, I think you definitely do need that. Like I've had times where I feel really bad, sort of not going to a gig that I had planned to go to, but I'm just like, if I don't rest today, I'm just going to be dead all week or like all month, and you just have to do it.
Health before anything else, and I think like I always want to show up at shows as best as I can, and I just think, yeah, fingers crossed, me taking that Sunday to just relax will pay off for like what's to come.
Good. Well, look, talking of what's to come, obviously, as said, festivals is season is full swing, but you've still got lots to come as well. What have we got coming up? I know Trees is a few weeks.
Yeah, when is this being aired?
So this is probably going to be the week of Trees because I realized earlier that the I need to do my Trees preview, so that's probably going to go out on Monday. So this will probably be the week after, so the week of Trees.
Lovely. Okay, well, yeah, so I'll just list quickly what we've got. So we've got we're main stage Radar Festival, which
Nice,
is iconic because 2 years ago we were main support to Heart of a Coward on the same stage, and this year we've been invited back to be the headliner. uh,
amazing.
I'm like,
It's quite a good lineup as well, isn't it?
it's unbelievable. Like we're playing the same day as Under Oath, one of my other like childhood, like that was, like the U's Under Oath,
Mm.
Sunday. That's all in the same umbrella. So yeah, we've got Radar in like not this Sunday, next. Then we play Trees. So to come back for like the third year in a row again, like what on earth? I don't believe they have bands like 3 years in a row. So they probably have been.
Not unless you're Haggard Cat, basically.
Yeah. Like there's very far between. So we've been invited to do like this silent disco.
Oh, nice. The like the after midnight one.
Yeah, I think it's like 11 o'clock or something.
Mm.
Uh, we've got a surprise for that set, which is going to be really fun. And obviously, it's going to be cool because we play with ears anyway, so it's not going to be different for us. But
Yeah.
ears seeing the crowd all with like headphones on.
It's such a weird vibe, like because I remember seeing like Calva Louise and everything last year because they did it and yeah, I spoke to them before and they said yeah we play within ears, so it's no different to us. But like when you're watching a band, it's so clear as well, the sound and everything. But then you take off your headphones and it's just like so weird, like you
Probably just hear the drums like being hit. That's probably
yeah,
it.
well, like they're electric drums as well. So unless you're sort of close to the front, even that is hard to hear.
I'm excited to do something different and just to go back to Trees feels really special. So yeah, we got Trees. Then we have shows with Funeral for a Friend.
Yeah.
Really cool. I'm really looking forward to Cardiff Castle.
That's good. I was in Cardiff the other day and I saw the castle and I was just like, oh, just that is going to be such a cool show.
That's another really special moment. And like obviously we shared the stage with Funeral like the year before last on their arena show in Cardiff.
Yeah.
So invited by them to do the castle. I just think thank you, Funeral, for keep including us in your really cool shows.
Yeah.
Then we've got Hammer Down Festival. It's personally my first time playing in Brighton with Dream State.
Was it?
Yeah, we've not done Brighton. Perhaps the old lineup did, but as we've never done Brighton. So I'm looking forward to that one. Hammer Down should be really cool. Then we've got I bet
Or with WSTR?
Yeah. So I've also got Park Pop Festival, which is in Europe in August, and then we've also got it's not been announced yet, but it will be tomorrow. We've been invited. I had a conversation with someone, and from the back of that conversation, they invited us to play the main stage at Euroblast Festival. So that's Cologne, which is really cool. So we go there, and then yeah, we've got a tour with Waster and Happy Days. I bloody love Happy Days. I saw them.
They're so good.
Oh my God. I was DJing in Manchester a couple of months ago, and before I started my set, there were like bands playing, and this band called Happy Days come on. And usually at gigs now, I kind of keep myself like at the back, but I ended up going onto like the floor and just like vibing with this guy because he was just so electric and so like magnetic, their singer, and he was so good. I was really mesmerized. Like I kind of felt like under a spell. It was very weird because bands don't like. I love music, but there's not many bands that really like captivate me like that.
Yeah.
So I was really impressed, and they obviously mentioned like they'd love to do something with Dream State, and I was like, yeah, I'll definitely like mention your name. And then it so happened that when we got the Waster tour, they're the opener for that tour.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's great. So I'm looking forward to that. And I think we do the Waster tour, and then the after we've done the last show, we go straight to Cologne to play Euroblast. So
Nice. Yeah, I know. I've still not seen Happy Days, but I remember. I think because they've not been around for too long. I think I remember supporting them on the radio, like maybe their second single or something, or like quite early on. And I was like, these guys are great, and then just like still not seen them all these years later.
If you ever get chance, I mean, when maybe you'll come to the tour, but like if you ever get chance to see Happy Days, like I would highly recommend it. I've been talking about them a lot to people. Like I hope they hear this and appreciate the. But no, I really, really cool band. I think they just got a good vibe and it's fun, and like I don't know, reminded me like when I was a kid and you just go to a show and everyone kind of gets involved. And yeah, so I'm very much looking forward to that tour.
Good, good.
There's loads going on. Like we just dropped a video and a song, Bittersweet Scars of My Past.
That
We
is what we're about to discuss now.
jump in it.
Yeah, so your first release of 2025, which is sounding huge as well.
Thank you. Well, the boys are very talented. And yeah, we dropped that video like maybe like last month, I think. And
Mm.
I'm really happy with it. I think it's one of my favorite songs we've done. Um,
How's the response been so far?
I think it's been really positive. Like like when I first joined Dream State, I made the mistake of reading like the comments on YouTube, and it was all like, "Bring back CJ, you're shit." Um, and
How
now,
wrong they were.
well, everyone's allowed their opinion. I
Yeah.
can't, but basically, I just noticed that the feedback is so much more positive. You get like 5% people saying the same line on every video,
Mm.
but then like 95% of people are literally just like gushing over it, and
Yeah. I
loads
think
of.
you've been part of the band for so long now that like as even the people that weren't sure at the beginning now are just like you are Dream State, really, aren't you?
And I feel like I do feel like I've earned my stripes. Like I
Yeah.
feel like tired. Like I feel like we haven't stopped since go live. And obviously, what people don't see, we went live in 2022, but there was a lot of work behind the scenes for like the year like prior. So,
Yeah.
or like we released in October 2022, but I feel like I was busy from like March onwards.
Hmm.
So yeah, I feel like I've definitely earned my stripes. I think the single has been really well received, and just excited to have some new music to play live. It's gone down really, really well live. Like
Good, good.
some of our biggest hits now are to that song. So
Good. Nice.
yeah.
Well, what's the story behind Bittersweet Scars on My Past? It feels like a sort of emotional look at past relationships, that sort of thing.
Yeah, like I'm terrible for like suppressing like emotion, and then it's sort of like just all comes out like a
Mm.
lot. Like the last two EPs we've released as Dream State, like I've done 90% of the writing for that and like the melodies, and it is like a extract of my mind, I guess, like my you know like a diary of my life.
Mm.
That song in particular is about people that want to have their own narrative of a situation, or perhaps even like make up just like, or like like when you say something to someone but then someone takes it how they want to take it, so it's like taken
Yeah.
out and then ultimately like spread it everywhere. It's like it's about people that you could be the best friend in the world or the best person in the world, but there's always going to be someone that has their own like perception of you. And it is about like it's about crappy friends spreading stuff that isn't true to suit their own like agendas or narrative.
Mm.
It's not necessarily aimed at anything in particular, but I'm sure everyone can relate to having situations where things have been said about them that aren't true, and it sort of like spirals.
Mm.
So
That's the thing. It starts as something small, and then all of a sudden, it just people. It's like Chinese whispers, isn't it? That one thing gets said, and then that just spreads and spreads, and
and it's like when I was writing it, it felt like no matter what I do, it's not good enough. Like when I start the song, it's like running through the sea, the currents pulling back at me. It's like no matter what I do, it's not going to be good enough.
mm.
And how dangerous it is actually, and impactful someone's like smear campaign can be,
Yeah,
because actually it can be devastating. So that is really in a nutshell what that's about. And it felt really therapeutic for me to like sort of find a place for those words and those thoughts into such really good strong instrumental, and then to hear the final product of the song. Yeah, I just feel really proud that like I've released some emotion in a really healthy way.
good, good. I'll see another incredible video as well.
Yeah, we went with we tried something new this time. I think we just trying to it's always good to try new things. So we went
Mm.
with Duncanson for the video. We were really happy with what he did, and we were trying to like capture like 90s vibes. So like you
I
got
was gonna say I get a bit of that, like the sort of new metal, sort of nostalgia sort of bit to it.
so you got like the Adidas on, and the like all the videos back when I was a kid were like grey and grainy and gritty, and that's the kind of vibe we're going for. And I think it worked really really well with the song as well.
Mm.
Yeah, I couldn't be happier, and I'm just so glad that people have liked it, and people keep telling me how much they resonate with it, or again when we play it live, it's just been so well received. So yay, fingers crossed it just keeps getting lots of plays.
Good, good. Yeah, I recognise the name of is it Ollie Duncanson? Did you say?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
Who's
um
he worked with before? Because I definitely recognise the name.
oh my god, my brain is gone. He is it it's going to come back to me later in the interview, but he fronts his own band. They're amazing. I'm so sorry if you're listening to this. um oh my god,
I
my
definitely know his name.
yeah, he's a front man himself. He's a very good videographer, photographer. City is ours. The city is.
Oh yeah, yeah, City's
Oh my
Ours. Yeah, of
god,
course.
he is the singer. Well, the front man of that band. Unbelievable band. I've wanted to work with Ollie when I first joined Dream State. Like I've wanted to work with him for years. So I finally locked him down, and I hope he had a good day because we had so much fun with him, and really, really happy with the outcome.
Good. Where did the sort of idea for the video come? Was it you guys, or was it a little bit of him, bit of both?
To be honest, Tom, our drummer, took a lot of ownership on like the concept of it, and
Mm.
obviously I write down what the song's about, and then we sort of build from there.
Yeah.
Um, we were contemplating about going like into a studio and just throwing down, and we've done that a few times. So we kind of went for a really like rugged building just to give it
Yeah.
character. And then Tom had this like I sort of had an idea of like wanting like when the song talks about dripping everywhere, I wanted it to be like an explosion of like black matte just sort of like everywhere, like suffocating me. And like Tom then sort of liaised with Ollie about visualizing this like black mass that was like following me around the video.
Mm.
Represents like the weight of that, and just sort of like everything building, and then it just sort of like explodes, and then like it's dripping everywhere. So yeah, Tom like took quite clear leadership of this video, but again, it is like a collective effort.
Yeah.
And so everyone has their inputs and thoughts, and yeah, like I know that all of the band contributed to sort of different ideas, and then we just sort of I'm kind of terrible for it, whereas I just like want to get in there and just sort of see what happens, which is
Yeah.
but they seem to pay off for us. The last few, every video we've done has been visually like acceptable, so that's all we can ask for.
They've all looked very, very good. Like I was saying about the location of this one is really cool, the sort of abandoned house. But to be fair, even if you're in the studio, all your other videos, they all look very sort of visually pleasing. Like I can't remember which one it is where you had all the like the flowers and everything. It was really nice.
That was in. I think you're on about perhaps Chin Up. No, the Chin Up Princess was in a studio. Had roses around me.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm thinking of. But that's even though you're in a studio, it's still like it's really nice to see, sort of thing. Like it looks like there's a lot going into it visually.
No, there was, and like yeah, we had Kieran do that video, and like he's really good at like creative. And again, the whole band have so many ideas that we put. It's taken quite seriously. Like we have like meetings about it, and everyone just throws their ideas down, and we go and get the props. And yeah, so it's kind of cool that the boys are also creative in that aspect. And yeah, I'm just excited to see what else we do now. I'm just gonna open my window. I'm gonna melt.
This is why I've got the aircon, because otherwise, yeah, like I said, I've done interviews and not turned it on, and I've just been, by the end, I'm bright red and sweating.
Like talking to you, and I was like, okay, I can't go any. Like I feel like you start to get painfully hot, and I was like, no, yeah. I'm sorry. Sorry.
Well, let's take a moment to talk about all your other bits going on. So, for anyone that doesn't know, you obviously left your full-time job a while ago and started Jessie Powell Music.
Yes, I did. I do work part-time just to help cover my bills and my mortgage and all that grown up stuff. So like, yeah, I do have a part-time job because like grown up life. But yeah, I created Jessie Powell Music over a year ago now, off the back of just constantly receiving messages like, hey, like, do you teach to scream? Do you teach to sing? Could you give my band some advice? Or would you like to feature on a song? Or do you want to come and DJ here? And like, I just started like writing down all of the demands that were like coming through and requests that were coming through. And then the entrepreneur in me with my sales background, I just decided to like go for it and create a business. A bit like my opportunity with Dream State, I never envisioned that a year on I would be like really busy. It's not always, it's like peaks and troughs. And this has been
Yeah.
my first full year as a self-employed like worker, so it's been like an adjustment. I'm so used to having like a salary and a bonus to work towards and being in a really corporate like environment in the office.
Yeah.
So to have like now the freedom to be doing something creative, I'm loving doing the band consultancy, singing
I think
lessons.
that's the band consultancy. I was thinking about that because like a lot of bands, well, there's so many good bands that just maybe don't know that
Yeah,
next step they need to do, or like where they're going wrong, where they need to go. So having like something like that from you is just such a great thing.
thank you. And I mean, I have DIY bands for like nearly 20 years, so I feel like every DIY band I've personally done has done something of significant. I can't say it. Something that I'm proud of, and just like something I can look back on. So I feel confident when I'm holding these consultancies, and I don't. Well, the consult. I can't speak today. I think I'm
You only just
overheated.
opened the window, yeah.
But basically, I don't have capacity to full time manage. So it's really cool when people come to me for like a block of four, or it might be they're a brand new band and they want to go live and they want to know like the best way to do that, or they've got a new single, how to get the best from the release, or like you said, just what are they doing wrong as a band. Yeah, so my favorite, like I love everything I do, but band consultancy, singing lessons, vocal features tend to be like my most popular. And then obviously where I can do like content creation or DJ sets, or even ghostwriting. I just basically, if I've written a song and I don't think it will quite fit for Dream State, I have sold a couple of songs to people anonymously.
Nice,
I
nice.
always think in my head, God, what if that goes viral? And I'm like, God, that was my song. So yeah, we'll see what happens with it. But for now, every month's a bit different. Like sometimes it can be really busy, sometimes it can be quieter, but I'm very grateful for every student I've had, like past and present. And if I could get through to like year two of
Mm.
self-employed life, I think that would be a really special achievement for myself personally.
Yeah, so it just turned one, and you had a little TikTok with lots of outtakes.
Yeah, just like yeah, I did like a bit of content. I decided to like invest and like get someone to help me just put something together that's not just like me in my room going, "Hi, I'm Jessie Powell." Because even work, I'm quite a professional in what I do, and I just wanted to like treat myself because it had been a year, and that video did really really well. I think I got like 17 inquiries off the back of that video, and I think probably of that 17, I've had at least seven like official bookings off the back of that. So
Nice.
they do work and it does help, but it's hard though now because obviously I want to be writing and practicing things I need to practice, but now I'm constantly like teaching or bank consultancy or away doing something. So it's like, God, what a luxury it is to be busy, but ultimately, like that, it hasn't actually freed up more dream state time. If I'm doing Jessie Powell music, I'm working part time, and I'm trying to juggle seeing like my family and my friends. And God, it's a bittersweet scenario personally.
It's a tough balance, I suppose, with especially when you're on tour.
Yeah, because I'm really close with my grandparents. Like I'm really my family and my husband. We're like 20 years next summer, and like
Oh,
yeah, it's like, and I mean like 20 years consistently. Not when people have had to say like, oh,
yeah.
happy 15 years, but they've had like 8 breakups, 2 like flings in between. It's been like a straight 20 years. So yeah, it's just juggling everything, Chris. It just feels like I'm still wrapping my head around how to like juggle everything, because I don't want to like, I don't know, I don't want to lose contact with friends or family, and I don't want to like dream state 110. So it is a, I'm sure every musician in the world can relate to me that you just spin an awful lot of plates when you're trying to
Yeah.
do it level.
Yeah. Well, talking about the influencer stuff. So you obviously getting a bit more into the influencer lifestyle. How are you finding it? It's sort of
Oh,
doing all the content.
Chris, asked for this life. The content life asked for me. Like I just want to be in a band and play shows. But what I didn't realize coming back in this decade is that everyone wants you to wear their brand, or everyone wants you to wear their jewelry, or everyone wants. And I mean, I'm talking out. I'm saying all this like with gratitude. Like I'm so grateful. You know, gifted guitars, gifted clothing, gifted like earphones, like all this stuff is just like even more like added bonus to being in dream state. But then obviously when you get gifted something, you usually will get asked to do a
Post
video,
about it.
post about it, which is obviously the least you can do when you've been gifted like a £300 something or
Yeah.
£100 something. So yeah, it's just like again, like I've got a whole pile of stuff like hot sauce, jewelry, shoes, clothing. Um, I've got a whole pile of things I've been gifted, and they all want content. And I'm like, oh my god, I'm not a content creator, but I will get something done. So yeah, I've kind of fallen into that bracket, and I get asked a lot by like brands to be like, can you do a post? Can you do a picture? And I'm obviously sometimes get paid for it now. So like again, like what on earth, Chris? Like this is like more than this is like this is nuts to me, because I just wanted to play a show, and just like windmill my hair, and now I'm like dealing with big brands, you know, like big brands are sending me very expensive things and being like, it would be a privilege if you could rep this for me live. And I'm just like, in my head, I'm absolutely nobody. So it just feels very surreal that people have like I'm doing stuff alongside other people that to me are like big.
Yeah,
And
I
I don't
suppose
even,
you're getting like imposter syndrome of like, why
yeah.
do all these people want me to do their
And I
things?
think what the feedback I'm getting, because when I speak to brands, I'm always like, because 90% of the brands have reached out to me, but there's been the odd few where I've reached out to them because I really like what they do. And like,
You needed some new headphones.
no, no, basically, and I always try and get for the boys as well. Like if someone approaches me and says, hey, can you rep this? I'd be like, of course, but there are 4 members. So what can I get for the guys? So
Yeah.
usually for a tour, I'm always turning up going like, Merry Christmas. And like Jake especially is always like, bloody hell, like what now? And they'll be like different brand t-shirts, headphones, like, you know, the biggest thing I managed to like help us out with like last year was guitars. And you know, it's just, I feel like I wouldn't be doing this without the boys, so I really try to make sure they get like looked after too. But yeah, it's mad that like I've even been approached by management companies to manage like me separately, as in like from a brand
Yeah.
perspective. And I'm
Yeah.
like, and I'm just like, what? Which is to me a good sign that people are interested in working with me as a brand. But I don't even have 10,000 followers on Instagram, so I just find it really bizarre that like I seem to be popular with content. So I keep doing it and just hope that I kind of just post something and hope that people
Feels all
like
right. Yeah.
or is happy with it. I opened the post the other day, must have forgot I gave someone my address, and it was like this box full of hot sauce, and I was just like, what? What? Very grateful, honestly. I feel like I'm dreaming. I don't, excuse the pun, but like if someone said to me like one day like, oh, none of that actually happened, it was all a dream, it feels that good. Like it
Yeah.
feels like this is not real life.
Oh, well, obviously you are a pro when it comes to the one take videos.
Oh God.
I like some of the suggestions that were coming in the other day. What was there? Was it Atomic Kitten or something? Was one of them? I
Oh,
think. I
yeah,
like.
I've had loads. I've had loads. Like I'm not never doing one of them again. I had about 1,000 replies, and I can't. And then I can't share every one because it got.
No.
I was like, I did like the first 10, and I was like, no. And my husband was like, you don't have to reply to everyone. I was like, but I do.
What if they
That's a
don't
full,
like me after?
that's a full time job in itself. My like personal Instagram. I spent 2 weeks after Slam Dunk thanking people for their kind messages.
Yeah.
Since I I didn't count exactly, but there were hundreds and hundreds of people just being like, "Hey, never heard you before. You were amazing," or just people saying nice things, and
Mm.
me like 2 weeks to reply back to everyone. So
Yeah.
imagine if I had like, imagine if I was like actually big. Like, imagine if I was like, imagine what like Spirit Box has to deal with, or someone.
Mm.
So yeah,
I know there's a few suggestions of President as well, so I wanna hear that one.
God,
They're my new obsession at the moment.
I think they're the nations, aren't they? So like, yeah, I'm open to that, and I like doing like the old school bangers though. Like, I'd love to throw out another like funeral one or Under Oath, or like back to our emo roots where I could do like Rise Against or something. Just
Yeah.
I'm really open. If people suggested things enough, then I'll do it. But I'm terrible with like content, like putting it together as well. So there's still loads of outstanding stuff that I need to do, but I'm literally spinning like it feels like 50 plates. And whilst I'm very grateful, I just can't do everything.
No. I think therefore when you've got a spare day that you want to do something fun.
But when I have a spare day now, I'm torn between, do I like relax with my husband or do I get through all my content? And I'm really grateful that my husband is like really supportive where he'll help me with a lot of things. So thank you, Aaron. But yeah.
Oh, good. Well, we've got some quick fun ones for you now. So first up, what is your best tour story?
Oh my God. Best tour story. Oh my God.
I mean, you've had a tour bus now, so there must be something.
Trying to think. Best tour story. That's actually really hard because I've actually done quite a few tours now. Uh
Embarrassing things are always the best.
I can't think top of my head, but a nice moment that I always sticks with me is one of my very first tours in Europe with ADF. We all went for a big meal, like the whole everyone, like on this big table, and it was my first time in Europe as a artist, and that really stays with me quite clearly because it was just so wholesome to like not be in a green room or not be on stage and just all
Mm.
be together just socially, which is
Yeah,
not.
I suppose that's a big thing with touring. Yeah, you usually you're like if ever I'm going on tour or playing shows, like you're there, you're setting up, you're doing sound check, you're doing the green room, and then you're going home after sort of thing. So it's quite nice. Like the tour we just did, we had like all the shows were only about an hour away. So in the day we had like 4 hours to kill just going and playing like pool and like going and seeing stuff.
Yeah, no, that's it. And I mean, it wasn't a funny story or an embarrassing story, but something that resonates with me quite clearly is that nice meal I had with all the crew, and it was just
Mm.
like, yeah, really special. I enjoy like doing that when I'm on tour, having like a meal with everyone involved.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, next one. So what's the first song you've released? Now I could be mean and say Dream State full back catalogue or just Jessie era Dream State. So which you want to go with?
Sorry, what was the question?
So
Sorry,
the first song released as a band.
what was it?
Yeah.
Taunt me.
Taught me was the one with you. Yeah. Do you want to go full Dream State or you don't want don't want to try it?
I don't know if I'm just like I'm not sure what the question is. Sorry, the first song we.
The first song that you released as a band, so it was "Taunt Me" for when you were in there. Do you want to try the first ever Dream State song?
God, I don't know. I
No,
don't. What was it?
"Burn Them Down."
I mean,
So,
I only when I got approached by them to join, I was only listening to like probably like Primrose Path and Recovery,
mm,
so
yeah,
like an OOOG.
yeah. I did think I thought I won't be mean and go full Dream State back catalogue. So.
I didn't, yeah. Sorry, Dream, so I didn't know, but yeah.
Okay, what is the highest streamed song on Spotify?
For us,
Yes.
it will be something that I'm not on. It would be something like White Lies or Primrose.
Yeah, those are the top two.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say they're two that are still in the
I wish I wrote White Lies. Like it's unbelievable, and I will always have Primrose and White Lies in the set just because not only is it like nice that the OG fans really like love that, I really enjoy the
yeah.
energy words. So yeah, those two will always hopefully stay in the set.
Nice. Okay, next up, what are your 5 Spotify listening locations? The top 5 Spotify listening locations by city.
For us,
For Dream State, yeah.
I'm not good with cities, but like I can tell you places I know we're popular. UK,
Yeah.
Australia,
Yeah.
America. I imagine Cardiff's really buzzing.
It's not in the top 5 actually.
What?
Yeah, I know. I don't know what's going on because who did I have? I had someone from Bristol. Oh, I had Jay from Echo Chamber, or like the Linkin Park Experience, and they're obviously Bristol based, and Bristol wasn't in the top 5. Like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I thought Cardiff would be, but maybe like London.
London is number 1. Yeah.
So yeah, London, Scotland,
No. So you got
Australia, and
yeah.
American streams.
So you've got London, Prague,
Oh,
Manchester. Then you got Sydney.
oh yeah, go on.
Yep. And then number 5, it was Birmingham, but now it's Melbourne.
I'm all right with that.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah. Well, you definitely got the Australia tour.
Oh yeah, that will happen. Yeah, that's gonna be yeah.
Good. Okay, next one. Give me 3 underground bands that people have to check out.
Oh. I think Happy Days.
I was going to say you're probably going to mention them again.
Yeah, I would.
Good shout.
I'd also say wouldn't say they're underground, but I liked when I did some guest vocals for a band. My memory is actually terrible. Like my memory is terrible. Oh my god, I can't think of the names of the bands that I want to say, unfortunately.
Oh, it's when you put on the spot.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I'm so sorry. Downcast.
Downcast, yeah.
Yeah, so I did some vocals for them, like as a live, and they are good. I'm trying to think. I know they're not underground, but I recently heard Kim Dracula, and
oh yeah,
for some reason that's like something I'm really playing a lot at the moment.
Yeah, I hadn't heard of them before, but I think did they win a HMA or something, or they're nominated and playing download and things like that?
Yeah, I just saw them at Rock for People as I was walking past their tent, and I was like, "This is sick." And then I met them in the airport just to say hello to, and I met some crew, and like, I just really enjoy from what I heard outside the tent, that was really, really cool.
Good. Okay. So I like to do a fun, silly one for the last, and I was trying to think what to do, and I thought, now, obviously, the boys are from Wales. You've got on a bit of an attachment to Wales, so let's see how much Welsh you
know. Quick then, let's do it.
Okay, right. Let's. I've got a few here that you're just gonna try and pronounce, and if you know what they mean. Let me try. I don't know. I'm gonna try and put them in a chat. I don't know if that will show up on your screen.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. Shemai.
Can you pronounce it?
Shemai. The boys say that. They go, Shemai. Is that goodbye?
It's hello or how are you?
Oh, they do that a lot. They go, Shemai. So yeah, okay.
See, you're picking up. This is going to be a lesson for both of us. Like, I don't know my Welsh either.
Okay.
Right, next one is coming now.
I don't know how to say that. Piranha da? What?
According to Google, it's Pryn Hawan Da.
I don't know what that means.
Good afternoon. There you go. Okay, we got a couple more. This is the one word that I do know.
Does that mean love you?
No.
Oh, like thank you.
Yes.
Yes.
There we go. We got it. Dioch. All right. Let's try this one.
Croso.
Yeah. I think that is just, that's probably how it's pronounced. And that is you're welcome.
Okay. God.
Okay. Right.
Well,
I'll give you one more, and I am not expecting you to get this. And anyone is probably going to assume what it is, but there you go.
what? It sounds like reading that. It sounds like the part of like that band's is it System of a Down when he's like wake up.
Oh,
That bit. Yeah. I'm gonna take it like. How's the family? Hope everyone's.
No, it's the I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce it, but it is the name of the longest town in Wales. But yeah, I thought I had to put that in there because I think most Welsh people struggle.
Making my brain think, but like, yeah, that's. I'm glad I knew like one solidly.
Yeah. There you go, and you can go back to the boys when your next practice is. Shemai.
I only have to spend like a week with them, and I get this full on Welsh twang. Like I come back from Wales after like a weekend with the boys, and my husband's like, "Why are you speaking Welsh?" And I'm like, "But like I go really really Welsh. I only have to spend like a week with them, and I come home and I'm basically Welsh. So I love the accent so much, and I just pick it up all the time."
Love it. Well, what else have we got to look forward to from you guys? You got any more music on the horizon? Any more Jessie DJ sets?
So I'm hoping to do some DJ sets before the year's out. And in terms of new music, just keep your eyes peeled. Really, maybe there'll be some new stuff. Maybe there won't. Really.
Very vague.
Yeah, but I am. Talking to Hammer Down, I have to jump on an interview for their festival, and it just has to be like in a couple of minutes.
Oh, that's good because we are just finishing up now anyway. So it's been lovely to have you on as always.
Chris, thank you so much for having me. I feel like this has like been the most funnest hour. It's always fun with you.
Good.
If I see you at like another show soon, will we see you anywhere soon?
Yeah, I'll try and get down to. I think, are you coming to Bristol on a tour, or is it Cardiff?
We're at Thekla.
Oh, nice. Thecla's cool. Have you played Thekla before? The boat.
No, we haven't played the boat.
The boat.
I remember last time we played Bristol, we sold it out, but I can't remember what it was called.
I know you played Exchange and Lost Horizon, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, very boat, and if you do want to come, just hit me up and I'll sort you out, mate.
Sweet. Excellent. I will look forward to it. Well, enjoy your other interview, and I'm sure I'll run into you soon.
And best of luck with all your music, mate, and your podcast.
Thanks, dude.
Thank you for having me.
Cheers. See you later. That was episode 12 of the Alt Show podcast. Thanks so much for tuning in. Make sure you follow and subscribe wherever you're watching or listening. You can follow us on the socials. It is at Alt Show Pod, just about everywhere. Big thanks to Jessie from Dream State for coming on the show. You can follow them on the socials at Dream State UK. Loads more to come from them, and I am so excited for it. If you're at 2000 Trees this week, make sure you go catch them on their silent disco set on Thursday evening. Thanks as always to Paradise Fell for the music. You can follow them at paradise.fell. Today's episode was brought to you by Luthier Watches. You can check them out, luthierwatches.co.uk, or over on Instagram, luthier_watch_co. That's it from me. You've been listening to the Alt Show podcast. I'll catch you next time.